when I spoke to the leader of the United Workers Party, the last news conference held sometime last week, all right. So yes, as I said to you, when I spoke to Mr. Thompson Fontaine, I brought up the issue on the selection of the candidates. There seem to be two persons that they're looking at this time: Miss Annie Edwards, a former planner, and the senator in the House, Mr. Delbert Paris. Now, when I asked him the question last week, this is how he responded there in the news conference. Let's listen a little bit. In terms of the selection of a candidate, I'm hearing that the team on the ground has selected one candidate and the executive of the United Workers Party has selected another. Now we have criticized Mr. Skerritt for that approach in terms of he selecting these candidates and not the people in terms of the constituency. What can you tell us in terms of clarifying that issue? Who's your candidate? Why is there controversy? Is there any controversy?
Thanks for the question. There is no controversy over the selection of a candidate for the Marigot constituency. There is a process by which our candidates are selected. This process has started in the Marigot constituency and it is ongoing. Right? So that is all I'm prepared to say for now. At the end of the day, we will have a candidate that we are sure will represent the best of the United Workers Party in that constituency. But I don't think that people should be blowing that out of proportion. We are going through a similar process in all of the constituencies. So what we are working on very, very hard is to ensure that we have our candidates in place by a certain date so that we are well prepared for the next election.
Can you tell me whether it's 2 or 3 candidates that raised their hands in Marigot?
We have, I can tell you there are 2 for sure that have raised their hands. So definitely 2. Yes.
So no selection, just the
process. Yeah, the process is ongoing. It's an ongoing process, which obviously is an internal process, which I will not say publicly, but it's a process that guarantees at the end of the day, whoever is selected is the candidate that is chosen by everybody.
And not clearly the executive.
No, we have never done it business this way in a party. We're not going to stand on. We have a process and we're going to respect the process of candidate selection.
Can you identify, we have seen on Facebook a lot of other candidates being elected as the president or so. Can you identify any of the possible candidates?
Well, we have here for the Roseau Central constituency, we have made it public that we have a new candidate to replace General Susu Coffee. Let me just say a big thank you to him for his continued service to the party. He fought well in the 2019 elections, was unsuccessful, but he's been replaced by Ms. Juliet Schillenfant, native of Roseau, former chief planner here in Dominica in the Ministry of Planning, and a very competent individual who has given herself up to serve the people of this great city. So we are very happy for that. We are also working on other candidates as well throughout. And let me just assure the Dominican public they should not worry about us getting candidates. At the end of the day, we are going through a process that ensures that we have the best candidates in every single constituency. And that is where we're headed, and we're making very good progress in that.
How confident are you about this candidate just making himself in the process?
Like every other candidate, I'm very confident of her, given her professional background and her given her professional background and just a commitment to service. She's been here in Dominica. She's served this country well, and she's looking to serve this country in a different capacity as a representative for Roseau Central. And we're very happy to have someone like that with us. There are other candidates that we'll be naming as we go along, but the work continues in that.
All right. Now let's listen to the other side. The people on the ground from the constituency branch presenting Mr. Delbert Paris. Yes.
Media statement. UWP election candidate for Marigot. Marigot, Dominica, May 26, 2026. The Marigot Constituency Association of the United Workers' Party, UWP, is pleased to announce that it has recommended Senator Delbert Paris to the National Executive Committee as the UWP candidate to be elected as the representative of the Marigot constituency in the Parliament of Dominica. The recommendation of Senator Paris is in accordance with our party's candidate selection procedure at Article 10, Section 7D of the UWP Constitution, which charges the National Executive Committee with the responsibility to select candidates from among persons recommended by the Constituency Association for election to Parliament or any other election in which the party may be involved, and to make recommendations thereon to the General Council. For the responsibility to serve as Member of Parliament for Marigot, Senator Paris emerged as the clear choice based on his outstanding performance as a top-level Dominican parliamentarian over the past 3 years. Indeed, Senator Paris has earned nationwide recognition for the quality of his debate contributions, his substantive policy interventions, his influence on legislative outcomes, his statesmanlike composure, and his overall effectiveness in our highest decision-making body. We believe that what elevates Senator Paris above many others is not merely speaking ability, but technical competence that connects parliamentary interventions to policy adjustments, implementation discussions, or legislative refinement by government. His role in debates around electoral modernization and voter ID systems became nationally consequential because portions of those positions later appeared in revised procedures to ensure, for example, the disadvantaged and most economically vulnerable among us have access to the voter confirmation process. We are satisfied that the parliamentary contributions of Senator Paris as setting a modern benchmark for serious parliamentarians in Dominica who are informed, technically competent, inspirational, and capable of influencing debates beyond partisan interests for the common good. The Marigot Constituency Association of the United Workers' Party is proud of the quality and impact of the representation of Senator Paris on national development issues in Parliament over the past 3 years and is therefore extremely happy to recommend him for election as Member of Parliament for Marigot. Sincerely, John Davis, Chairman, Marigot Constituency Association, United Workers' Party.
Now that's the Marigot Constituency Association. Well, you heard Mr. Fontaine at the very start of the response saying they have two candidates to consider at this time. Now, there's another group on the ground, I'm not going to be hypocritical about it, siding with Mrs. Edwards. So who's going to be that choice? I guess they will make up. Mrs. Fontaine said there's no controversy. But some, based on my reports on the ground there, my sources on the ground, there seem to be a push for Annie Edwards. Another group is pushing for Mr. Delbert Paris. Let me allow you to hear Mr. Thompson Fontaine at the last news conference there.
In terms of the selection of a candidate, I'm hearing that the team on the ground has selected one candidate and the executive of the United Workers' Party has selected another. Now we have criticized Mr. Skerritt for that approach in terms of he selecting these candidates and not other people in terms of the constituency. What can you tell us in terms of clarifying that issue? Who's your candidate? Why is there controversy? Is there any controversy?
Thanks for the question. There is no controversy over the selection of a candidate for the Marigot constituency. There is a process by which our candidates are selected. This process has started in the Marigot constituency and it is ongoing. Right? So that is all I'm prepared to say for now. At the end of the day, we will have a candidate that we are sure will represent the best of the United Workers' Party in that constituency. But I don't think that people should be blowing that out of proportion. We are going through a similar process in all of the constituencies. So what we are working on very, very hard is to ensure that we have our candidates in place by a certain date so that we are well prepared for the next election.
Can you tell me whether it's 2 or 3 candidates that raised their hand in Marigot?
We have, I can tell you there are 2 for sure that have raised their hands. So definitely 2. Yes.
No selection just yet.
The process is ongoing. It's an ongoing process, which obviously is an internal process, which I will not say publicly, but it's a process that guarantees at the end of the day, whoever is selected is the candidate that is chosen by everybody. No. We have never done it business this way in a party. We're not going to start now on my issue. We have a process, and we're going to respect that process of candidate selection.
And then if I have seen on Facebook a lot of other candidates being elected as their president.
All right, Dominica. Matt, all of what this lady just read, just mentioned about Mr. Delbert does not justify him being selected as a candidate. The key factor is whether or not he is popular and loved in the constituency. They must take that into consideration. Same applies for Mrs. Annie Edwards. Interesting, huh? On the telephone, are you there? Yes. Good morning. Yes, sir.
That Marigot have 2 unreliable candidates.
2 unreliable?
Yes.
Are you
candidates cannot keep their promise. They show it to the public. They show it to the public in the half and half. We didn't see.
I really don't understand what you're trying to say, though. 449-3095-96 and 97. I'm also hearing too that the leader of the party also has the right to veto and select his candidate, maybe somebody he feels comfortable with. That's also in the argument as well, huh? I guess at the end of the day, maybe the leadership of the UWP will, of course, make that consideration. Yes.
Good morning to you, and good
Morning.
morning to your listeners. Lennon here.
Uh-huh.
I'm hearing your discussion this morning about the candidates in the Marigot constituency,
Mm-hmm.
and I would probably agree with Dr. Thompson Fountain. This doesn't sound like a controversy because the democratic process requires that the constituents select who they want to represent them. And it seems like Marigot has a
All right, let's continue. Sorry.
very good problem. They have a problem of human resource capacity that many other constituencies lack. So they have multiple people who can represent their constituency and their people on the national level. That is not a problem or controversy. It's a democratic process. So if you have choices, it's a good thing. I don't know why that is a bad thing or a controversy. The point is there are multiple people. There's no one better than the other. And Edwards is a very good friend of mine. And I think Delbert Paris is a young guy who represents the future. And he comes with a lot of experience. And let the process go through. Let the democratic process go through. It's okay that the constituents are separated on who they want to elect them. That's just a normal process in a democratic system. So if you have two capable, competent candidates, then the people come to a vote, they make two good nominations, and I don't think there is going to be a loser in whoever selects the folks. That is what we're supposed to do as a country. You select, you go through the voting process, the majority wins, and then you rally around the whoever wins to ensure that the goal of removing the despotic regime in Dominica is achieved. So I don't understand why a democratic process is all of a sudden a controversy. So is our election process a controversy when we have different candidates going up for different constituency? It's a process. It's a democratic process, and that's what democracy is. And I think we've gotten so used to the idea of a dictatorship in Dominica. And when I hear those arguments, it tells me that we are like the frog in boiling hot water. We have gotten used to one man dictating who goes up for the constituency, so that becomes the norm. But there is no controversy as far as I'm concerned. This is a democratic process. Let the person who gets the majority vote win, and then you congratulate that person on a campaign. I hear my friend reading that stuff. It's beautiful. Delbert Parry has proven himself, and he has proven himself. Let the process go through, and once that person wins, then you move forward as a unit, and that shows maturity in our society.
Thank you. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There should be not any controversy because Mr. Paris already has his footing in the house. I love Annie, but Delbert is my first choice. Again, choices. Somebody says, I support the fight. Competition is good between the two. Great for democracy. So no one candidate thinks he's already made it. Let's take a phone call. Yes. Are you there, caller? Yes.
Yes, Matt. Good morning. How are you today?
How are you doing, my brother? How are you? Yes.
Not bad at all. Matt, actually, in Marigot, this is a key area. Matt, in Marigot, there's no controversy. Anyone extending any controversy, that is for them. Marigot has a policy, and it has been going on for the last 36 years of the United Workers' Party. There's a Constitution Association office that selects candidates for the Marigot constituency for United Workers' Party. As a result of that, Matt, this process has been taking place a long time now. They are the same members. It's not a one-person thing in Marigot. It's an association. It's an office with persons responsible, charged with that duty to select, elect, and reject candidates. And whenever they present candidates, that person has been, there are always a record in Marigot over the last 30 years that whosoever they present in Marigot win and win overwhelmingly. Marigot is the only constituency office that select candidates that won every ballot box in every polling station for the last 6 elections that taken place in Dominica over the last 50 years. So I'm saying that.
So would you say that's an argument being put forward? Would you say that Delbert may be the best candidate for the Marigot constituency, and maybe, I'm just saying maybe, I'm using the word maybe, that the leader does not feel comfortable working with Delbert given his past experiences? Would you say that would make sense at this time?
That makes 100% sense, Matt. Although the leader says that he has no problem with Delbert, the leader actually has no problem with Delbert. That is what he's telling the public. But practically, I believe that there's some sort of controversy with him, because there are certain members of the executive of the United Workers' Party who said that they made statements why they would like to probably destroy the elites of Marigot, and Marigot has always been a threat. But the similar situation is going on in Salisbury. The similar situation is going on in Rosa North. I mean, these are the 3 consecutive constituencies that represented United Workers' Party on parliamentary level all the years. The other constituencies, I don't know what is going on at this point in time.
So would you agree? Would you agree with me that if Mr. Thompson Fontaine, as leader of the party and a member of the executive, does not feel comfortable, I'm going to say does not feel comfortable working with Mr. Delbert Parish, do you think he should still go forward with Delbert? That's a question to you.
Matt, that's not really a question which I would respond to, because Matt, 50% of the delegates did not vote for Thompson Fontaine. So if you were to look at it, then half of the United Party would be the.
Oh, we across that bridge. Thompson Fontaine is already the leader. So let's move forward.
Yes, so Matt, I'm saying that, and he's very much comfortable with Delbert, because recently they had a unification meeting just about a week ago. Mr. Thompson Fontaine, Delbert Parish, and the president of the party, Mr. Stanford, and other members, which I may not be liable to call, but there is no problem. Thompson Fontaine has shown that he's been working with Delbert Parish, and they've been consistently working. I mean, he don't have to hug him and kiss him like he's a baby. He's working with him. There are different ways in which you work with people, Matt. And Thompson Fontaine will be working with Delbert Parish, and Delbert Parish will be working with Thompson Fontaine, because Delbert Parish is the select candidate for Marigot constituency.
All right, thank you very much. You made your point. Let's move on to take other phone calls as well. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes? Yes.
Morning, Matt.
Morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Hi there. You remember 2 weeks ago when I say about I not voting and I not already spend if I get money and send Valad all kind of things to say, and I tell you, just wait for the Marigot data. You can remember when I tell you that? You doesn't be on Facebook active like me. It have names on Facebook. Nobody can sue me. Google my bring some Armour Thomas and that. Big tete-a-tete, sometimes even blocking them. Big war. Guess what? Dr. Fontaine, the same way only want Labour to come out there and he's in skirt lying. When he tell you that, that's a big fat lie, because I know, based on the Dominica politics thing and whoever some names in have, guess what? The executive, which is so Fontaine and them, they want Annie and the Marigot, Brian Linton and them, is Delbert Parish and Sin. And let me tell you that 2 weeks ago she was on the ground, because I was all over the place, just like Murphy, but I was under the covers. She had a red shirt on her by the market. If them people don't even want to attack the woman, oh, come the red shirt you are singing, is that picture all over Facebook with Annie and sing, and oh, she can never sing and lay and because now she might get a little wash up money and this and that. They say, whoa, and he can never sing. But remember I tell you that today is the 26th of May. It just that it must have a bigger day than that. Just remember 2 weeks ago I tell you that, and 2 weeks later I telling you that. Just wait. Labour will never come out there with that infighting in that UWP with them old rotten heads.
Hello again. There's nobody rotten in there. Either the Labour or the workers, okay? They're fighting for the country to represent. But it says another about Mr. Fountain, it's about winning. Marigot should have been the issue, okay? But as Mr. Thompson Fountain said, there's no controversy. Let's see what happens. But based on the reports from the ground, there's a swell of support for Annie Edwards. So let's see what happens. Let's take another voice note at this time, huh? Yes, hello, talk.
Greetings, Matt, and greetings to your listeners at home and abroad. I'm listening to the program, and I heard that you are discussing the candidate for Marigot. Matt, since the inception of United Workers' Party, Marigot never had a problem for a candidate. What is the problem now? What is the problem now? The leader of the United Workers' Party, at the press conference, you questioned him about that. He gave an answer. The association, Constituency Association of Marigot, has picked a person by the name of Delbert Paris. There's another set of people. You always find people for and against. You will find that. That's not a problem. But I just want to tell the people of the constituency of Marigot that Dominica has a division spirit. Dominica has a division spirit. And we must stop dividing ourselves. Stop dividing ourselves. We can agree to disagree. And then we move on. You understand? But not at this time we should be there arguing. They has chosen Delbert. Just move on and work with Delbert and see what's going to happen. There are a lot of capable people in Marigot that can represent Marigot. There's a lot. But Delbert, they choose Delbert. Let's just go with it. And stop that row. Too much row, too much drama. Good morning, Martin.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Yes, it's not necessarily about the rural drama. From various sources on the ground, it appears, and I will confirm that with Mr. Thompson Fountain as well. Maybe they should take a vote because a lot of people on the ground who actually supports Annie in Marigot. And according to another leader, and of course I've heard that. I'll share with you the issue surfaced sometime in New Jersey. I got a voice note. I will share with you sometime later. And the leader, as another political leader is indicating to me, the leader of the party has the final say. Yes, we may disagree, but the leader of the party has the final say. If the leader doesn't feel comfortable with the candidate, then what happens? On the telephone, hello, talk to me. Yes.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
How are you? How are you? Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask a question. Myself, I'm not involved in politics. I'm not in no party for my own education. What I am saying, Matt, you have a constituency association, not sooner.
Mhm.
And then whether you have two candidates, which is not a problem. It's a democratic thing. Now, even though you have people on the ground, I'm just saying, I'm asking that support a candidate.
Yes.
Other people support another. It's two candidates. Some support one, some support other. That's a normal thing. Everybody had to be in this thing, you understand?
Mhm.
So if it's the constituency association that elects the person, they don't have a process now where they vote. I'm just asking.
Yes, yes, of course.
Yes. So much when they go and they vote, it's two candidates you have. When they vote, they choose a candidate. Now there's no controversy there. This morning is that controversy. They were asking for who you don't be sending up. Now they're naming two people. It's controversy. I mean that there's no controversy there. Let this thing take a process. Whether someone on the ground like that one, other people like that. Normal, that's a normal thing. But if it's the constituency association that choose it, let it go through the process. So they put two people. The constituency association says that one I want. It's that one I want, and they move on. This morning, I don't know a controversy. Every time if you I don't know. Anyway, bye bye.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Yes.
Matt, good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm good. I heard somebody was saying that the people at the market was cursing Miss Edwards when she was campaigning or whatever 2 weeks ago. But that is not true. Annie came along with Ronnie. She came to the market. I'm a ex-vendor. She came to me. I know Annie personally. Church, Methodist Church, Sunday school, and whatever. And she came to talk to me. She talked to other people. It has a couple of people around there that were saying to her they only knew her at the Wesley Airport saga and Dave Wash. Much people around doesn't know Annie. But it haven't got a problem because when I talk to Annie, I say, Annie, people will prefer Delbert over you. Annie said, Miss, she called my name. She said, Miss, I haven't got a problem with that. If it's Delbert, it's Delbert. As long as Delbert wants me to work with him, we're going to work for the common good of Maribor.
Well, that's very
so
good.
I don't see what saga it have and thing. They say the leader is final to choose his choice, but I don't think it will work in Maribor. So Mr. Fontaine, not in Maribor. We choose a candidate, that is the candidate. Miss Edwards, if they choose you, I guess Delbert will think. They choose Delbert already, Miss Edwards just have to work with him and just finish. It doesn't make any sense. Maribor is not like that. Maribor is a peaceful place. It's a working community. We do things for ourselves. We don't want no rule. Maribor is not accustomed to rule. Thank you.
All right. Thank you too. Hello, talk to me. Yes. Based on my information, from the top brass, it doesn't appear, and again, I'll confirm that with Mr. Thompson Fontaine, that, that Mr. Fontaine feels comfortable working with Dell. But given this, we've heard the past controversy. I'm happy they can, if it happens, they can lay it to rest and move forward. But there is some people just don't want to accept it. But there is a lot of friction on the ground there. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Matt Pelty, good morning.
How are you? Yes.
My name is Randy Rodney. How are you?
I'm happy you called. So how are you doing?
I'm very good. Matt, something is wrong with Dominicans, and truthfully, something must be wrong with Dominicans at all levels. Matt, an organization that is operating must operate under its own guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Guidance, it is constitution. Its guidance is its bylaws. Anybody who's working outside of the guidance of an organization, who operates within the organization, will destroy the organization. The law of operating organizations is that you must stick to your own law. If you cannot stick to your own law, then you have chaos. which is what is happening in Dominica, because our leaders apparently have a knack for not following law. And once you don't follow established law, you create chaos. United Workers' Party must be careful that it doesn't follow the spirit of the Labour Party, that no law, no constitution can prevent you from doing what you want. It is fair game, in my understanding, that several people can vie for the candidacy of a constituency. But I have read, and anything I'm involved in, I make it my business to know. I have read the Constitution of the United Workers' Party. And the Constitution of the United Workers' Party clearly states that it is the Constituency Association that recommends, presents, and it is very clear who the candidate for election is going to be at any election. Okay? Now, I don't know which leader who told you that the leader has a choice to disagree with the Constituency Association. I think whoever told you so need to be a little bit more informed, and I'll tell you why, Matt. A couple of years ago in Antigua, there's a guy who contested one of the seats for the Antigua Labour Party. In fact, he was supposed to contest for the Antigua Labour Party. The machinery of the party decided they didn't want him. That's Asot Michael. They didn't want him. Asot Michael took the matter to court, Matt. And the court said that the leader or the leadership of a party cannot violate its own rules. There is precedent for that. It cannot violate its own rules. And so the court ruled in favor of Asot Michael. Now listen to what the dumb politicians in Antigua did. They went ahead and put up a candidate for the Labour Party. Asot Michael contested the seat as an independent candidate and won the seat and put the Labour Party then in shame, in shambles. Now let me add, the United Workers' Party would be foolish, stupid, to have any brawl in Marigot over a candidate. Why? In politics, Matt, you do not issue or have or try to have challenges in your strongholds. You know about you heard about the broomstick statement, right?
Yes, of course.
Which means that parties are accustomed to sending anybody in their strongholds, even the broomstick, because that is their stronghold. You don't go there and ruffle feathers. You don't do that. Any smart politician never want to do that. So if UWP is doing that, I would say that somebody is not smart or somebody is not politically savvy, maybe to say the best, to go into a place, Marigot, Salisbury, and decide to begin to shake up what is there. Because once you begin to do that, you will eventually lose. So if you want to lose, then do that. But if you want to win and the people tell you it's a broomstick they want, it may look like a broomstick, it may be a broomstick, guess what? It's a broomstick they want. And political education says you don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. No, I'm not saying that Annie Edwards and both Annie Edwards and Deborah Paris are pretty qualified people. But Annie's coming in second fiddle should know that as well. Somebody should tell her that you don't do that. You don't do that.
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. Doctor, if you are a leader, and you made statements similar to that, if you're a leader of a party and you don't feel comfortable with a candidate, would you accept, or would you say, let me work with a candidate I can work with? Or would you? And I'm sure you made a statement before that you said that you don't feel, or maybe this leader don't feel comfortable working with you. Haven't you said that, Doctor?
Matt, that is a different kettle of fish altogether. If you have differences of opinions that are very, very strong, and you have to work in an organization in terms of an executive, then you have to be careful what you do, because you can destroy each other in the process, right? The question of a candidate of a constituency is not the work of the political leader. It has never been the work of the political leader. The political leader can go in there and suggest people, but it has always been the work of the constituency. And if the constituency makes a decision, I'm saying to you, by the law of the organization, the political leader cannot override it. The political leader has no legal standing to override it, none whatsoever. Because if that is the law of the organization, nobody. He can be uncomfortable if he wants. The act of a good politician, which is what I told you as well when we spoke about that, is to seek buy-in from the person they don't like or who don't like them. Right? That is the act of a good politician. So if you don't feel comfortable, but that's who the constituency wants, you have to find a way to change your suit, change your clothes, change your meal, call them to have water, go and bathe in the river, do something so that you can begin to court that individual. This is like a man who's looking for a good woman, and the good woman first time says, I don't want you, second time says, I don't want you. And if the man really wants the woman, what does he do? What does he do? Does he go and tell everybody that the woman is a bad woman? No, he doesn't do that. He finds a way to win the heart of the person. But that is separate and distinct from the recommendation and the person who should be the candidate for election, because there's a regulation that informs it. It's not opinionated. If I have a choice to work with you or not to work with you, but when the constituency association has come to a decision that this is the person that they want to contest the election for, then your party structure says that is what it is. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes about it. You can't get around it. You have to work with it. And so I don't see what the situation should be. I'm urging Dr. Fontaine. And I hope somebody can call him if he's not listening to you. I'm urging him to, having heard the letter that was read, I'm urging him to go on the radio and say, that settles it. There's no more contention about the Marigot seat. And so he can put this matter to rest once and for all. And I'm asking him to do that as a matter of urgency, because it's important at this stage that whatever happens, whatever is happening, happens for the betterment of the party, not the betterment of somebody's likes or dislike. Okay, now?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're going to come take a break and come back quickly there, because there's a member of the National Association who has a different view of that. We're going to come back, yes.
What you're looking for is best price. Everything is nice, and oh, you will love the price. Convenient and easy, make shopping breezy.
The luxury of everything in one supermarket, located on the riverbank with parking. Best Price, open daily, all week, with home store, decor for every room, pharmacy for all prescriptions and over-the-counter medication, supermarket for all your grocery items, fresh produce and frozen.
What you're looking for is all at Best Price.
You're looking for is value.
And carry, cash and carry, and carry, cash and carry. At Cash and Carry, we offer the finest selection of products that cater to your every need, from groceries to household essentials. Our shelves are stocked with quality items that are sure to impress. And guess what? We're not just great for wholesale. We're also your go-to place for all your food service needs. Located right opposite the Immigration Department on King George V Street in Roseau, we take pride in providing you with an unforgettable shopping experience. Our friendly staff is here to assist you in each and every step of the way. Ready to place an order or have a question? Call us at 316-0184 or 255-6823. And carry, cash and carry, and carry, cash and carry. We can't wait to be chicken and fixing all this on your shore. And you in very official, but we like for being your membership. You want quality products, we have that. You want quality services, we have that too. Our services will help make your dreams come true. Hurry up to SCCU, your community financial partner. Yes, support
National Cooperative Credit Union, education, training, and information. Self-help, responsibility, democracy, equality, solidarity. And with you, we have all heart for our members. So become a member today in one of our local offices to help us make your dreams come true. 255-2126. NCP, your community financial partner.
All right, Dominique, I know it's not comfortable for a lot of people out there, this debate that seems to be going on. But on the telephone with me, and I'm reading the part of the Constitution that says, the group, the constituency, the National Executive Committee of the party has the final authority over the candidate selection. On the line with me at this time, I'll read again, the National Executive Committee of the party has the final authority over the selection of the candidate. On the telephone, are you there? Read the UWP Constitution. Are you there, caller?
Yes, I'm there. Good morning, guys.
So, what is your take? You're a former member of the executive of the UWP. What's your take on the situation going on there?
Well, Matt, I realized you read a letter this morning. I haven't been able to read the letter because I was too busy preoccupied with work. But what I can tell you, Matt, I want to support fully the emergence of Teacher Annie Edwards as a prospective candidate for the Marigot constituency. Our party is a very democratic party. And when Teacher Annie came on the scene, no candidate was finalized for the Marigot constituency. But I want to tell you, Matt, the association, the national executive, is the body responsible for finalizing candidates. So yes, a community can present a candidate, but the national executive, I hear people saying the leader. No, it's not the leader, it's the national executive. And Matt, let me fairly and say it is unfair for somebody to criticize your party leader and still vying to run under his leadership. For somebody to say, I cannot work with the leader, and then want to work under his leadership. But I want to bring you back to 2009, Matt, as I was in the National Executive. Probably I served as PRO at the time. And the Scots Head constituency, Matthias Peltier Jr., we had a sitting senator, not an independent senator, sitting senator appointed by former leader Earl Williams. And he went into a primary, and he won the primary by one vote. And the management committee took a decision not to make him run. He was involved in no illegal activity. Somebody says, a powerful man in the party say, butter doesn't melt out in the parliament. So the fellow that lose, we're going to make him the candidate for the UWP in the Scots constituency in 2009. But there is another instance, Matt, in the Salisbury constituency. You remember we had a senator there, Shanks, Nicholas Esprit. He ran a primary and he won. And the management committee asked him, who gave you permission to run the primary? And he said, the party leader. And the party leader was asked, did you give him permission to run the primary? And he said, yes. And we told him, well, somebody tell us, a lady tell us that they want Hector to run the primary. Sorry, they want Hector to be the candidate. And the big wig in the party said, well, Mr. Hector John is studying. He coming just now. When he come back, we're going to have another primary. You hear what I tell you, Matt? And then we proceeded. The gentleman, Nichols, the guy, he withdraw. He turned his back on our party. But the democratic process is what we believe in. We want the best among the community. So if election don't call yet, and we're seeing persons of high repute, national appeal, household name, stepping forward to rescue this country from the quote-unquote criminal enterprise, we have to welcome them. And yet people talking about there is somebody in Marigot already, so forget that. No! I personally believe that the gentleman in Marigot is tinted. He participated or reaped the spoils of our election. We told every supporter in Dominica to stay away from. So I am satisfied that the stepping forward of individuals in various constituencies is very good for our organization. And I support the primary that going on in Marigot, fully Matthias Pelte Jr.
So when will that decision be taken as to the candidate, being selected in Marigot? When will that decision be taken?
Well, what?
Is there going to be a vote?
Let me put it on the record that I am not a member of the National Executive right now. But what's supposed to happen is that the Marigot constituency caretaker will take the name of Senator Delbert Paris to the management committee, and they will sit on it and debate it. And if needs be, it go to a vote. But it is unfair for people to say it's the leader that does that. Whosoever the leader be, whosoever the president be, takes it up and debate the coins and pros in relation to the ability of the candidate to deliver, whether he have any tint in his character, and if he is loyal to uniting the party moving forward, Mark. So until such time, the name is brought to the management committee for ratification for and whatever, it remains just in the wind.
All right, thank you. A former member of the executive of the United Workers' Party. That's it. You've heard all sides. We'll present the final side from Dr. Thompson Fontaine as it relates to the selection of a candidate for Marigot constituency. No controversy.
In terms of the selection of a candidate, I'm hearing that the team on the ground has selected one candidate and the executive of the United Workers' Party has selected another. Now we have criticized Mr. Skerritt for that approach in terms of he selecting these candidates and not the people in terms of the constituency. What can you tell us in terms of clarifying that issue? Who's your candidate? Why is there controversy? Is there any controversy?
Thanks for the question. There is no controversy over the selection of a candidate for the Marigot constituency. There is a process by which our candidates are selected. This process has started in the Marigot constituency and it is ongoing. Right? So that is all I'm prepared to say for now. At the end of the day, we will have a candidate that we are sure will represent the best of the United Workers' Party in that constituency. But I don't think that people should be blowing that out of proportion. We are going through a similar process in all of the constituencies. So what we are working on very, very hard is to ensure that we have our candidates in place by a certain date so that we are well prepared for the next election.
Can you tell me whether it's 2 or 3 candidates that raised their hand in the Marigot?
We have, I can tell you there are 2 for sure that have raised their hands. Okay.
No selection, just
the process is ongoing. It's an ongoing process. Bishop will say an internal process, which I will not say publicly, but it's a process that guarantees at the end of the day, whoever is selected is the candidate that is chosen by everybody, by the judges, by
and not clearly the executive.
No, we have never done it business this way in a party. We're not going to start now on my issue. We have a process.
Now, a member of the executive says to me, "Man, are you telling me that you have a letter from the Marigot constituency that may have been sent to the national constituency or the national executive already in the public domain? The letter may have been sent to the National Executive Committee, but it has not been presented to the body. So why, the question is, why are we taking the party's business on radio?" Interesting. Well, the entire... So this letter that basically surfaced this morning, according to my source, have not been sent to the National Executive Committee and is already in public domain. What is the intention here? We're going to come back, Dominica, after this. This is the hot seat. Let's stick it.
This is our 14th Global View on Q show for 2026, and we continue to engage with our local, regional, and global Q family listeners and friends of Dominica. I'm Sheridan Gregoire, Mr. G. With me is my co-host, Justice Dr. Irving Andre, former Dominica UN Ambassador Crispin Gregoire, and Mr. Claudius Sanford. This show has two segments. One, we will comment on the recent fires in Roseau, and two, explore how have the Kalinago people of Dominica fared since 1930. Here are some talking points on the recent fires in Roseau. Are the recent fires in Roseau a coincidence? Why the spate of mysterious fires in Roseau? Is there any link between these fires? Who stands all together to benefit from these fires or to be blamed for setting these fires? Do they remind us of the burning of the Richtag? Are they related to arson that led to charges a few years ago? Who stands to gain from touching Roseau? Here's some talking points or questions, if you like, on how have the Kalinago people of Dominica fared since 1930? How have the Kalinago people fared since 1930? As the Carib Act of 1978 helped to institutionalize Kalinago Chief and the Kalinago Council. Since Dominica retained political independence in 1978, is it still relevant after 48 years? What provisions of the Carib Act of 1978 need to be revised now? Were the indigenous people of Dominica included in the negotiations for political independence? How are Kalinago people viewed by the wider Dominican population? Is there a greater embrace of the Kalinago people and their cultural attributes by the wider Dominican population? What impact did the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples of 2007, the UN General Assembly High-Level Meeting on Indigenous Peoples, also known as the World Conference on Indigenous Peoples of 2014, and the annual UN Permanent Forum on Indigenous Peoples? What impact have these had on the Kalinago people of Dominica? Now, with the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples reaching its 20 years of existence in 2027, is it time that the Carib Act legislation governing the indigenous people of Dominica, is it time that it be revised and aligned with the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples and on the outcome document of the World Conference on Indigenous Peoples, in view of the mining operations and environmental degradation now affecting their communities? The Kalinago Council is a tribal government. What should be the central government's approach to working with this local government authority that is different from a village council? What significant contributions did the US Save the Children Federation, Plenty Canada, and other donor organizations make to the Kalinago people? And why did Save the Children end its work with the Kalinago people in 1989? What was the impact on the Kalinago people of the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples? What is the core legal principle that comes from the UN Declaration on the Rights of the Indigenous Peoples? What does that core principle of free, prior, and informed consent mean for the Kalinago people post-2007 when the declaration was passed? Did the UN World Conference outcome document lay out a framework for how member states would relate to indigenous people post the World Conference of 2014? And how are its core principles being applied to the development approach of the Kalinago people? So going forward, what should the Kalinago people do to advance their development aspirations after 48 years of the Kalinago Act of 1978? And I would ask the panelists to tell me what they envisage as important development aspirations for the Kalinago people from now through the 2030s. So we look forward to the contributions of Justice Dr. Irving Andre, former Dominica UN Ambassador Crispin Gregoire, and Mr. Claudius Sanford on the recent fires in Roseau and how have the Kalinago people of Dominica fared since 1930. Tune in for more Tuesday night on the Global View on Q, only on Q95, the big station.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like
Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunblast juices, Thomas Snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
Apex 2026. Marigot, get ready! Bounty Rum presents Brunch and Bouillon, the day fest that's going to set the season on fire! Live and direct, Trilogy, Hollywood HB, Ezra the Fun Machine, TK Combo, plus the legendary DJ Cut, DJ Snow, DJ Slim, Kwan, and Little Boy. Good food, sweet vibes, non-stop music, and Bouillon energy. Sunday, May 31st, Last Flight Bar and Grill Marigot, 2 p.m. till 9 p.m. Brunch and Bouillon. Brought to you by Bounty Rum. Purchase your tickets now from 4circlestickets.com. Bullseye Pharmacy, Countryside Bakery in Kenville, Big Shop in Marigot, Countryside Bread Depot opposite Astapans, Countryside Bread Depot at the Maho Bus Stop, Apex, Last Flight Bar and Grill in Marigot, or Simon on the sales bus. Drink responsibly. Name is Marigot.
I just made goal winning Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but he had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my power with us, huh? Saka fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? I'm my pocket the boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Good when you're still telling me. I know already. To pack I expect him, why? But it can him up here to Palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's. Right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it to you.
And carry, cash and carry, and carry, cash and carry.
Cash and Carry, we offer the finest selection of products that cater to your every need. From groceries to household essentials, our shelves are stocked with quality items that are sure to impress. And guess what? We're not just great for wholesale. We're also your go-to place for all your food service needs. Located right opposite the Immigration Department on King George V Street in Roseau, we take pride in providing you with an unforgettable shopping experience. Our friendly staff is here to assist you in each and every step of the way. Ready to place an order or have a question? Call us at 316-0184 or 255-6823.
And carry, cash and carry, and carry, cash and carry.
We can't wait to see you.
You may not be able to predict the scoreline or who will win each game, and you sure can't predict who will be the champion. But what is predictable is that Quartz has what you need to watch the games the way you want to every time. It's game on. Quartz, bringing value home.
However, stop coming up with the Republic Bank and I will continue the conversation. Maybe when I get back, I'll read from the very constitution of the United Workers' Party, a part of it, okay? Let's do this and come back.
Don't be afraid to change your life. Make that step, Republic's by your side. To renovate, elevate. You got things to make life great. Move from, I don't know, make a move, make a move, make a move. The move is yours. Liberty, Republic's got me. The move is yours. Up to 100% financing, low rate, then more. With Republic Bank by your side, your next move starts now. Come talk to us or log on to republicbankdominica.com for more. Republic Bank, where the one free you. Don't be afraid to change your life. Make that step, Republic's by your side. To renovate, elevate. You got things to make life great. Move from, I don't know. Make a move, make a move, make a move. The move is yours. Liberty, Republic's got me. The move is yours. Up to 100% financing, low rate, then more. With Republic Bank by your side, your next move starts now. Come talk to us or log on to republicbankdominica.com for more. Republic Bank, where the one free you. Don't be afraid to change your life. Make that step, Republic's by your side. To renovate, elevate. To make life great. Move from, I don't know. Make a move, make a move, make a move. The move is yours. Liberty, Republic's got me. The move is yours. Up to 100% financing, low rate, then more. With Republic Bank by your side, your next move starts now. Come talk to us or log on to republicbankdominica.com for more. Republic Bank, where the one free you.
Happy anniversary to Digicel. 20 years celebrate, connect, and win. 20 years with Digicel, celebrating relentless connectivity across Dominica, and we're giving back to you with more prizes and surprises.
Digital in 20. If you with Digicel, then you have plenty. 20 years we rolling with Digicel. If you're not with us, then hear me well. I have my TV and still have my cell. I have my internet, all from Digicel. 20 years of reconnection. So pay attention.
Win with the prizes, VIP experiences, brunch vouchers, 6 months, bill free. Win more, simple. Activate, switch, stay connected. Win. Visit your nearest Digicel store or speak to an agent today.
2020, Digital in 20. If you with Digicel, then you are plenty. I think with Digi you can win. Celebrate, connect, and win.
Supply. So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? Do you have a farm? You tell me, Gus, how the hell sort? I've been married 37 years. Come at them and see money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
55 years of durability and sustainability. 55 years of dedication and professionalism. 55 years as one of the pillars in the preservation and promotion of the arts and culture in Dominica. 55 years of deep-rooted resilience of popular theatrical dance and brilliance. And custodian of a powerful Creole and Dominican identity. Creole Habit features the YT Kubuli Dance Theatre Company this Friday, May 29 from 10:30 a.m. on Q95 FM, the big station, celebrating 55 years this year with a vibrant vibrant showcase of movement, music, and artistic entertainment. Special guests, award-winning cultural elder and legend, and artistic director Raymond Lawrence, and Samantha Later, executive and marketing senior member, as we look at the 50th anniversary dance production entitled Rhythms of Our Roots, scheduled for Saturday, May 30th and Sunday, May 31st, 2026 at the St. Gerard's Hall. The amazing and dynamic journey of the group, challenges and achievements and more. Hosted by Ambassador Prince Wax. We'll also be live on the big station Q95 FM social media pages as we honor the Whitey Community Dance Theatre Company and our heritage through the art form of dance. Join us this Friday, May 29, 10:20 a.m. on Creole Handbook on the big station Q95 FM as we explore and promote our culture, creativity, and rhythms of our roots. Manchester.
Oh boy, what? I'm learning more as I move along, huh? But we're still waiting to, of course, hear from our friends there from the Republic Bank. Gonna take a quick break. We'll come back after this.
Explore the OECS Environmental Sustainability Exhibition on May 27th and the 28th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Experience interactive exhibits, renewable energy innovations, climate solutions, ocean protection displays, and environmental projects shaping the future of Dominica and the OECS. Bring the family, meet exhibitors, learn something new, and be inspired by creative solutions for a greener future. Hosted in collaboration with the government of Dominica through the Ministry of Environment, Rural Modernization, Kananago Upliftment, and Constituency Empowerment. Admission is free.
May is Marigot, and the biggest night of the season is here. Mayfest 2026 presents International Artist Night. One stage, one massive lineup, world-class talent live and direct in Marigot. The crowd, the performances you will be talking about all year long. Artists, Asa Bantan, Naichi Boy, the youngest and the baddest signal band, Marigot's very own dynamic and cheese. Nice DJs on the cast, DJ Slim, DJ Abby, King Spawn, and DJ Appetite. Saturday, May 30th, Marigot Fisheries Complex. Doors and vibes from 10 p.m. International Artist Night, Mayfest 2026. A night you don't want to miss. Be there or be square. Purchase tickets from FourCircleTickets.com, Bullseye Pharmacy, Country Style Bakery, Kenville, Big Shop, Marigot, Country Style Bread Depot opposite Astaban, Country Style Bread Depot at Maho Bus Stop, Deepex, Last Flight Bar and Grill in Marigot, or Simon on the sales board. May is Marigot.
Me in line waiting, although me not a
This is our 14th Global View on Q show for 2026, and we continue to engage with our local, regional, and global Q family listeners and friends of Dominica. I'm Sheridan Gregoire, Mr. G. With me is my co-host, Justice Dr. Irving Andre, former Dominica UN Ambassador Crispin Gregoire, and Mr. Claudius Sanford. This show has two segments. One, we will comment on the recent fires in Roseau, and two, explore how have the Kalinago people of Dominica fared since 1930. Here are some talking points on the recent fires in Roseau. Are the recent fires in Roseau a coincidence? Why the spate of mysterious fires in Roseau? Is there any link between these fires? Who stands all together to benefit from these fires or to be blamed for setting these fires? Do they remind us of the burning of the Richtag? Are they related to Aston that led to charges a few years ago. Who stands to gain from touching Roseau? Here's some talking points or questions, if you like, on how have the Kalinago people of Dominica fared since 1930. How have the Kalinago people fared since 1930? As the Carib Act of 1978 helped to institutionalize Kalinago chief and the Kalinago Council. Since Dominica retained political independence in 1978, is it still relevant after 48 years? What provisions of the Carib Act of 1978 need to be revised now? Were the indigenous people of Dominica included in the negotiations for political independence? Or are Kalinago people viewed by the wider Dominican population? Is there a greater embrace of the Kalinago people and their cultural attributes by the wider Dominican population? What impact did the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples of 2007, the UN General Assembly High-Level Meeting on Indigenous Peoples, also known as the World Conference on Indigenous Peoples of 2014, and the annual UN Permanent Forum on Indigenous Peoples? What impact have these had on the Kalinago people of Dominica? Now, with the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples reaching its 20 years of existence in 2027, is it time that the Carib Act legislation governing the indigenous people of Dominica, is it time that it be revised and aligned with the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples and on the outcome document of the World Conference on Indigenous Peoples, in view of the mining operations and environmental degradation now affecting their communities? The Kalinago Council is a tribal government. What should be the central government's approach to working with this local government authority that is different from a village council? What significant contributions did the U.S. Save the Children Federation, Plenty Canada, and other donor organizations make to the Kalinago people? And why did Save the Children end its work with the Kalinago people in 1989? What was the impact on the Kalinago people of the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples? What is the core legal principle that comes from the UN Declaration on the Rights of the Indigenous Peoples? What does that core principle of free, prior, and informed consent mean for the Kalinago people post-2007 when the declaration was passed? Did the UN World Conference outcome document lay out a framework for how member states would relate to indigenous people post the World Conference of 2014? And how are its core principles being applied to the development approach of the Kalinago people? So going forward, what should the Kalinago people do to advance their development aspirations after 48 years of the Kalinago Act of 1978? And I would ask the panelists to tell me what they envisage as important development aspirations for the Kalinago people from now through the 2030s. So we look forward to the contributions of Justice Dr. Irving Adri, former Dominica UN Ambassador Crispin Gregoire, and Mr. Todia Sanford on the recent fires in Roseau, and how have the Kalinago people of Dominica fared since 1930. Tune in for more Tuesday night on the Global View on Q, only on Q95, the big station.
Must go on.
Don't be afraid to change your life. Make that step, Republic's by your side to renovate. You got the things to make life great. Move from, I don't know, make that move, make that move, make that move. The move is yours. We will see Republic's got me. The move is yours.
Up to 100% financing, low rate, then more. With Republic Bank by your side, your next move starts now. Come talk to us or log on to republicbankdominica.com for more. Republic Bank, where the one free you.
All right, Dominica, we're back. We're here with the Republic Bank of Dominica. Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Republic Corner. Over the past few weeks, Republic Bank has been talking through us, speaking to the campaign. The move is yours. The support is ours. Campaign in different ways. It is designed to support customers at important stages of life. This morning, we talking to a rep from the Republic Bank. Nicole, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Matt. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm happy to, of course, to engage you this morning, another Tuesday. Everything is okay with you?
Yes.
All right. So let's get straight into it. What kind of our audience will expect from today's program or today's segment?
Well, as you know, we've been talking about our campaign. The move is yours, the support is ours, and it covers a range of products, including mortgages, vehicle loans, make it happen loans, and land loans. And today we're focusing on land loans, and that is an important part of our campaign. What makes land loans so significant is that for many customers, purchasing land is the first real step forward to something bigger. It may be the start of a home ownership journey, a long-term family plan, or simply a move towards securing something of their own for the future.
So I think land is one of those things that people talk about for years. Why is owning land such a meaningful move for so many of the customers?
Land represents possibility. For some people, it is the beginning of a dream of building a home. For others, it's about creating something for the future, having a sense of ownership, or making a move that feels lasting and worthwhile. And it's not just land purchase. It represents vision, security, and planning ahead. And that is why it carries so much meaning for people.
So, sometimes people feel like they're not ready to build right away. Then there's no use focusing on buying land. What are your thoughts on that?
Buying land is important. It doesn't have to mean that you have to build immediately. For many customers, purchasing land is about securing the opportunity first. It is about putting themselves in a stronger position for the future. Even if the full plan takes shape over time, we want people to understand that land ownership can still be a very smart move, even if building is something they plan to do later on. So you're buying land not for now, but for the future.
So what is the Republic Bank offering when it comes to land loans at this time?
So we're offering something very attractive. And for first-time purchasers, they can access up to 100% financing. And that can make a major difference for someone trying to take that first step into land ownership. And I want to tell our customers that they can benefit from a maximum term of up to 40 years. That's 40 years. And that is important because it gives room to structure repayments in a way that feels manageable over time. In addition to that, we take care of the purchasing and the switching costs. Those are covered. And that adds even more value for customers who are ready to move forward.
So what would you say to the person who has had land ownership on their mind for a very long time but keeps putting it off? What do you say to that?
Right now. And it's very common because land is one of those goals people often carry for years. Sometimes they delay because they feel the need to have every detail figured out first. And sometimes they are simply unsure of how to begin. However, the first step does not have to be having everything mapped out. The first step can simply be starting the conversation with one of us here at Republic Bank. Let us talk to you. Let us make you understand what your options are. Things are possible. Let us help you make it possible. And that is often what helps turn a long-standing idea into a real plan.
All right. Those features really stand out, especially for someone buying land for the first time. Why do you think that the kind of support matters so much, that kind of support?
It matters because for many first-time purchasers, the biggest hurdle is simply getting started. And when a customer hears up to 100% financing, that shows them that Republic Bank is here to support them and they're making the move more achievable. When you add the possibility of a longer repayment term and purchase or switching costs being covered, it helps remove some of that pressure that can come with taking that first step. So overall, it is support that speaks directly to the realities customers face when trying to move from idea to action.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come right back. Stick around, Miss Cam. Stick around.
Your life. Make that step Republics by your side to renovate. You got the things to make life great. Move from, I don't know. Make that move, make that move, make that move. The move is yours. Republic's got me. The move is yours.
Up to 100% financing, low rate, then more. With Republic Bank by your side, your next move starts now. Come talk to us or log on to republicbankdominica.com for more. Republic Bank, where one for you.
And before we let you go, let us do a quick rapid fire on the land loans. Just some short answers. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
In one word, what does owning land represent?
Opportunity.
What is the biggest mistake people make when it comes to land ownership?
Waiting too long.
Waiting too long. What makes land such a smart first move?
It creates a foundation.
And what does a 40-year maximum term really give the customers?
More flexibility.
What about purchase or switching costs being covered? What does that do for the customer?
It reduces the upfront pressure.
All right. Finish the sentence for me. Land ownership is what?
The start of something bigger.
Start of something bigger. Thanks for participating. So for the listener hearing all of this for the first time and thinking, maybe I need to stop talking and start exploring, what would you say to them?
If land ownership has been on your mind, do not leave it as just a future idea. Start the conversation with us. Let us tell you what's possible. Come to Republic Bank. Let us help you explore the support available. And sometimes the first step is simply asking the question.
Any final message you want to leave with our listeners or landowners?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
If owning land is the move you have been thinking about, do not keep postponing it without at least exploring your options. The move is yours, the support is ours, and this campaign is designed to remind customers that important moves come in different forms. For one person, it may be purchasing land. For another, it may be buying a home, securing a vehicle, or using a Make It Happen loan to address an important personal priority. Whatever the move may be, the key is not to leave it just as a thought. Start the conversation, explore the options available, and let Republic Bank help you understand what may be possible. And I want our customers and those listening and those who want to move forward, even those overseas, come to us. Come to us. Come to our website, visit our website, and I'm going to give you a list of our loans officers, their names and their numbers. So I want everybody to get their pens and papers ready. You ready? Stanley Green, 275-4333. Marlene Samuel Simon, 275-4317. Raina Laronde, 275-4329. Amy St. Amy, 275-4308. And last but not least, we have Amaral Martin, 275-4363. And those numbers are available on WhatsApp as well.
Okay. Mrs. Karen, thank you. Ms. Karen, thank you for speaking with us this morning and reminding us that land ownership can be the beginning of something bigger. And the Republic Bank is here with support. We'll help you make that decision. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Next week, same time, with the Republic Bank. That was another episode of the Republic Bank Corner. Thank you very much. We're going to come back, Dominica, right after this. This is Q95 Radio.
Don't be afraid to change your life. Make that step Republics by your side to renovate. faith. We got the things to make life great. Move from, I don't know, make the move, make the move, make the move. The move is yours. Liberty, Republic's got me. The move is yours.
Up to 100% financing, low rate, then more. With Republic Bank by your side, your next move starts now. Come talk to us or log on to republicbankdominica.com for more. Republic Bank, where one for you.
Dominica, something exciting is happening at the Goodwill Parish Hall. Come explore the OECS Environmental Sustainability Exhibition on May 27th and the 28th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Experience interactive exhibits, renewable energy innovations, climate solutions, ocean protection displays, and environmental projects shaping the future of Dominica and the OECS. Bring the family, meet exhibitors, learn something new, and be inspired by creative solutions for a greener future. Hosted in collaboration with the government of Dominica through the Ministry of Environment, Rural Modernization, Kananago Upliftment, and Constituency Empowerment. Admission is free.
Again, I'm just going to read a part of the Constitution there of the United Workers' Party. The process is not controlled solely by the Constituency Association, nor solely by the political leader of the National Executive. Instead, the Constitution creates a shared process that requires consultation, coordination, and cooperation as part of the democratic process. The process of selection involves 1. Party groups, 2. Constituency associations, 3. National Executive Committee, and 4. The General Council, which the Constitution of the party gives some supervisory authority over all the processes of the party. So the final decision is made by the General Council, which Constitution of the party gives some supervisory authority over all processes of the party, okay? So this is the strongest operative provision on the candidate election. The constitution language is clear that the committee shall select candidates from among persons recommended, which means the following. The Constitutional Association proposes, the National Executive Body decides, and that's period, okay? That is their constitution. Yes, so let's see what happens. I'll repeat again. The strongest cooperative provision on candidate selection, the constitutional language is clear that the committee shall select candidates from among persons recommended, which means the following. The Constitutional Association proposes, the National Executive Body decides. That's period. That's final. So the Constitution, the National Executive Committee has final authority over candidate selection. Just in case you're in doubt, huh? It continues, indeed, the Constitution does not expressly grant the political leader an independent veto power over a constitutional association nomination. There is no specific clause stating that the political leader may reject the nominee. No clause gives the political leader unilateral appointment authority. There is no clause requiring approval by the political leader per se. However, the political leader sits on the National Executive Committee under Article 10.2. Therefore, the political leader participates in the decision-making process and she or he is in the position to exert leadership influence or vote within the national executive, but the political leader cannot unilaterally override the national executive action collectively. 449309596. Again, the decision rests on the National Executive Committee, just in case you had any doubt. Dominica, we're here, and it's already 10:13. Let's do this and come back.
Angie, weren't you a cheerleader? The best in the Western Hemisphere. Until I attempted that switch kick double twist roundhouse. Oh? Exactly. I must have been in the air for 20 seconds before I fell into that snare drum. I set a world record though, and thankfully I could trust the CG United Medical Portal with my claims. All 37.
The CG Medical Portal. Safe and secure. CG United. Good like that.
Financial partner, yes, support you through all disaster. And you trust us, we care. The kind of loyalty you cannot find anywhere. National Cooperative Credit Union, education, training, and information. Self-help, responsibility, democracy, equality, solidarity. And with you, we have no heart for our members. So become a member today at one of our local offices to help us make your dreams come true. 255-2126. NCP, your community financial partner.
We are open 7 days a week with the top of the line products. Well stocked supermarket and pharmacy, health and beauty care, fresh produce and meat prepared daily, hot and cold kitchen, ready to go meals, sandwiches, salads, and desserts at your fingertips. Easy access, located on the different, environment friendly, and our staff are approachable and ready to assist. Have you figured out who we are? You got it. Fresh your one stop.
Transform your meal with the superb quality that is found in Robert's product. Become a master baker with Velvo Crease shortening. Add a touch of love to your food with Sunflower Soft Luxury Spread. Perfect your bread with Glow Spread Margarine. Add mellow cream, that tastemaker flavor to all your gravies, soups, and stews. Robert, for the love of cooking. Distributed by Fine Foods, the biggest distributor of the biggest brands found in Dominica.
As I said, there's so many issues to explore, so little time. You know, in recent times, we've heard that the MMC Montreal management is taking the government to court. But it appears that they may have had a change of mind, and now we're reading different articles that says that they've never taken the government to court. So there's a lot of confusion. Just last week or week before, we heard the Prime Minister saying there is a yes, the story is true, but they may have gotten the wrong advice. And this point, another story saying, no, the story is not true. So what is the truth as it relates to the MMC taking initiating formal arbitration proceedings against the Commonwealth of Dominica? I know Mr. Rijok have been following the story and have gotten some inside sources. Mr. Rijok, what can you tell us about this? Because it seems a little confusing. Why so much confusion? Rijok, talk to me this morning. Why so much confusion?
Well, I think that a lot of it happens to be what we call disinformation or propaganda, because first of all, we know it's an established fact that there was a lawsuit brought, and the lawsuit had the basically it had the impact of showing us that Montreal management was seeking a special arrangement with the government of Dominica, and that arrangement was basically a monopoly on the use of CBI and CIP, and as such, that case was reported widely, including on my blog. And then, more recently, information surfaced that there was a criminal investigation of Montreal management in progress that has been reported, and as soon as that information became public, Montreal management swiftly dismissed their case. So when the government says there's no case, that's only because it was dismissed, but it was dismissed without prejudice. For those people not aware of what that means, that is that it can be refiled again tomorrow. So all of this smoke and mirrors, all this propaganda that Montreal management never filed a case, people are invited to go back and look on my blog and see how several weeks ago I reported on it. I don't know why it's such a mystery.
Because Montreal Management Consultants Development has denied this morning the reports that it has taken legal action against the government of Dominica, stating that no arbitration or court proceedings are currently on the way between the two parties. So that's what I'm saying. Why the confusion? They're
all saying that they're trying to confuse and conflate the dismissal of a case with the fact that it never was filed. I have personally seen copies of the pleadings, of the documents, and their dismissal without prejudice. So how could they claim there was no case if there are actually court filings of record which are out there in the public? That's disinformation.
So why would they want to spread this disinformation, Richard? Why? What's the purpose?
Because the average person in Dominica is not up on all of the court proceedings which take place, because they're busy going about their business and earning a living, and they're not going to go down to the courthouse and read the court filing, nor are they going to go to some professional, some attorney to get that information for them. When you tell a lie long enough and hard enough, people tend to believe it. But I can tell you that I've actually seen the documents. I quoted from them weeks ago.
But the Prime Minister in a news conference did say that there was a court proceeding, but he said that they were wrongly advised. So I'm saying still more confusion there. He's saying that there were court proceedings. Now Montreal management saying there were never court proceedings.
Yeah, that's inconsistent. And frankly, if you read my last article, basically what it said is that they found somebody in the CIU, that is the unit that handles CBI, to give them a letter saying that they thereafter would have a monopoly. And in truth and in fact, there was no such issue. There was actually a letter which was illegally issued, but they accepted it. So I don't know how they're going to say that they were misadvised. They have competent lawyers. Their lawyer is of record in the lawsuit. How could they say they were misadvised when they basically got caught red-handed, caught in the act?
I just, I found it very, very confusing there after they said they were taking court proceedings, arbitration, and now this morning they're saying we never took them to court. So something is not right. Somebody's not telling the truth there. Somebody's not telling the truth.
That's 100% correct.
Somebody's not telling the truth. Again, Rajok, thank you for keeping us updated there, and we'll continue to talk to you. Anything else that you want to report off this morning? No?
No, sir. You have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes, somebody's sharing with me this morning there. MMC, you may be telling a lie to the Dominican people. I know for a fact that there's some lawyers handling your situation there in Dominica. So why come back this morning and say you had no intention of taking the government to court? And somebody just said, yes, Mr. Skerritt admitted to you in the press conference just last week that there was a case. No, MMC say no. There was never a case. Somebody's telling a lie here. We're going to pull up the lines here for the rest of the time this morning. So give us a call, 449-3095-96 and 97.
Government of Dominica in collaboration with
Not this one. Not this one.
Caribbean Central Bank is inviting suitably qualified persons across the ECCU to apply for the positions of senior economist and facilities maintenance technician. Ready to take the next step in your career? Visit our website, www.eccb-centralbank.org, and complete the application form via the Vacancies tab. Applications close on Friday, 22nd May, 2026.
Fresh Market Pharmacy has expanded to customers with its new additional location at Best Price. 2 convenient locations on the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard and at Best Price Riverbank. Fresh Market Pharmacy provides over-the-counter medication, health and personal care, prescription drugs, and natural supplements. Our experienced pharmacists and technicians provide the best quality services. Call 225-6883, 255-6875. WhatsApp 316-0310. Your prescription bill just got lower.
55 years of durability and sustainability. 55 years of dedication and professionalism. 55 years as one of the pillars in the preservation and promotion of the arts and culture in Dominica. 55 years of deep-rooted resilience of popular theatrical dance and brilliance. And custodian of a powerful Creole and Dominican identity. Creole Habit features the Whitey Kumuli Dance Theater Company. This Friday, May 29 from 10:30 a.m. on Q95 FM, the big station, celebrating 55 years this year with a vibrant showcase of movement, music, and artistic entertainment. Special guests, award-winning cultural elder and legend, and artistic director Raymond Lawrence, and Samantha Later, executive and marketing senior member, as we look at the 50th anniversary dance production entitled Rhythms of Our Roots, scheduled for Saturday, May 30th and Sunday, May 31st, 2026 at the St. Gerard's Hall. The amazing and dynamic journey of the group, challenges and achievements and more. Hosted by Ambassador Prince Wax. We'll also be live on the big station Q95 FM social media pages as we honor the Whitey Community Dance Theatre Company and our heritage through the art form of dance. Join us this Friday, May 29, 10:20 a.m. on Creole Headbeat on the big station Q95 FM as we explore and promote our culture, creativity, and rhythms of our
Bundle
roots.
and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Dominica, we have to take a pause here. Of course, our friends from Flow is in the house. I will be spending some time with them. We'll come back to talk at the 1 o'clock hour. I know you're always eager to talk. Okay, so 1 o'clock, we'll talk more. We have 2 hours.
Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details. Flow makes your next phone upgrade easy. Add postpaid to your internet plan and score a Samsung Galaxy for as low as $33 a month. It's the smartest way to an interest-free premium phone upgrade. Don't let anything stand between you and that new phone feeling. Step into your upgrade with confidence. Visit us in store and sign up today. We keep your rhythm flowing. Terms and conditions apply.
Our favorite person there, Flo, is here. And I know you have your fingers on the telephone, the dial button. You want to talk and you want to ask questions, huh? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Coming off, of course, the long holiday.
How was the holiday?
It was good. It was good. Restful for me. It was a mix of so many things.
Mm-hmm.
We also supported the annual Soca Mimosas that happened on Sunday.
Were you there?
Yes, it was quite interesting. Really good event.
Okay.
Well attended. Big up the organizers, of course, and Flu was happy to support. And then, of course, we had yesterday. I am sure a lot of people have gone out and about, know, go to the beach, chase a waterfall or whatever it is. But I stayed indoors. It was quite rainy in the Girardel area. And if you know Girardel, it's always wet. So, it was rainy and I took the opportunity to get some rest. I'm sure that you did. I hope that you did.
Yes, I did the most of it my weekend. Thank you.
But saying good morning to the listeners of Q95 and our Flow family, that's always tuned in. If you don't know the voice by now, And this is Francine Hapshajak, Marketing and Communications Executive here at Flow Dominica. And always a pleasure to be on here with you, to share with you, to hear from you, and ensure that we keep your rhythm flowing. Matt, we've had a very, very busy couple of weeks. Ups and downs, so many different things happening. Of course, we would have given the public a snippet into our summer 2026 campaign, and that is running. It's going to keep running for the next few months. So we'll touch on that a little bit. We've also been sensitizing the public a lot as it relates to the interference issues that continue to impact our communities and our customers in the north and along the west coast. So quite a bit out on that. And Matt, I do want to say thank you to you and Q95, of course, in bringing that information out there to our customers. Whenever our customers are impacted, especially myself as the communications executive, I take the opportunity to connect with our customers, hear what our customers are saying on the ground, ensuring that we put out information out there. And I always encourage persons to follow our Facebook page, Flow Dominica, Instagram, even text messages. Look out for your text messages, because whenever, Matt, there's announcements. So if we have a new campaign, we have new offers, we ensure that we use all mediums to reach our customers, right? And the same way, if there's an issue, we ensure that we do what it takes to bring that information out there to our customers. And we've been doing a lot to sensitize customers as it relates to the interference issue in the north. It is totally beyond us here at Dominica.
I heard a lot of comments about that sometimes.
Yes. So our customers are impacted. The service is not completely out, but it's intermittent in some areas more than others, right? And this issue is very similar to an issue that we would have noted in radio. Because sometimes you drive through Dominica and then you automatically connect to a French station. Right? So you would be here and you're listening to Matt, but depending on where you're driving, you would automatically
something interferes, yes.
Right. And this is just based on the makeup of how we are, our geographic location. I mean, we're right there in between the two French territories. And our biggest fear, or at least one of the fears, as it relates to transmission of signals, of course, is what occurred last year into this year, whereas a new telecoms provider in the Guadeloupe area started, operating on some bands that conflicted with ours, and the same for their customers. So again, what is a strong point for us in regards to the proximity, we are to our French neighbors, is actually posing to be a challenge in this case, because the signals are basically fighting with each other. So it is as simple as possible. Right, so we have customers impacted. Of course, this is beyond Flow Dominica. We have looked in and continue to work very closely with the NTRC and the ECTEL. So you would have played, of course, some of the inserts, Matt, Craig Messi, who's been on board and working hand in hand with us. Of course, we've had so many challenges because starting with the language barrier. It's a French regulator, and you have the instances where they don't speak English at all, and we have to work together, to try to get this sorted, not just only for customers here in Dominica, but customers who are impacted on the other side as well. I mean, this gives you, in a nutshell, what the issue is. But of course, a lot has gone into play into ensuring that we can get to a resolution. Again, we continue to be supported by the NTRC, by ECTEL, because as I said, it's not an issue that lies with Flow and can only impact Flow. Any of the other regulatory bodies or regulators, telecoms providers here in Dominica may be impacted by this the same way, right? Because again, we can't fight our proximity. The islands are situated and located where they are. But a lot has gone into ensuring that we can change the signals and we can change different, aspects of the mobile infrastructure to ensure that customers get, improved service. And we're on.
But it only started happening recently.
No, it has gradually. The impact has grown gradually over a few months because again, it's a new provider and they're rolling out their network. So what you expect is that they would have started out in different areas, but as they continue to roll out, the impact to different areas here in Dominica itself will change. And that's where we saw that the issue was mainly in the north, that Portsmouth, Paybush, the Tebow area. And now what we're seeing is a move along the west coast, where areas as close at Eggleston is being impacted by this. Again, it's based on where the communities are located
Okay.
and that signal that comes to them, right? Even myself, I live in Girardel and sometimes I do connect to the French network. The same thing that happens to radio is the same thing that can happen to telecom. That's why different providers operate on different bands. So in the instance and the interviews that we would have done, you would have heard our technical supervisor mention a change in band, a change in infrastructure, because that's where we're heading to. Because we have to also not prepare for this issue that is impacting us right now, but we need to plan ahead. Okay, because this provider is going to continue rolling out their network, and the worst thing that could happen is that it impacts the entire island. So we are on it. Significant investments have been made, and you would have heard our country managers speak to them. And here at Flow, it's not a cost that we would have opened up the year to have, on the go, but as a company. But we need to do what we need to do to ensure our customers are connected, and we're doing just that. So we've seen improvements, and we've been on the ground, speaking to our customers, getting their feedback. And one thing I love about our customers, Matt, they'll tell you. They will tell you. And I love that, because let us know what you're experiencing, and that allows us to direct.
But there's one specific problem that's been going on for some time. I don't know why, but it's almost 2 years and we've never solved that problem. We have about 2 customers, more specifically Blue in Bath State and Nurse Dirampel in Portersville area. They've been trying to call, and every time they call, there's an interference. I think they've reported that to you time and time again. Can you tell us?
Well, I can't speak to those particular issues, although I am aware.
Yeah.
Because I recall, there are times where you would have exchanged contacts as well with me, would have been in contact with them.
I don't know what is going on.
And I'm not sure
There's
if
two.
it's still ongoing.
It's still ongoing, because every time they try to call, we've been having some problems. Yes, thank you.
I think greater introspection may be required in that regards, because we'll always speak to if we're having issues, if they're widespread as well, but we haven't necessarily had anything impacting landline per se on that level. So I would definitely take that to look further into that.
So what happens to some callers can't seem to get direct lines from the cell phone? You're not a technical person, but some people try to call in on their phone directly to the landlines. They seem to have difficulty.
Well, again, Matt, we often tell persons, as you mentioned, Blue, and we'll definitely, look into that specific instance. But if persons are experiencing things, we often ask persons, you need to let us know. Give us the opportunity, of course, to look at your individual case and ensure that we can diagnose that accordingly. Because one person may have an issue, Matt, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's widespread. And we've had instances.
It's not because specific people, yeah?
So we have instances where persons would say, okay, I'm dealing with this right now, and then, I'm unable to connect. They come into a store, and then it's one change that needs to be done, either on a handset or whatever it is, to get the service resolved or the issue resolved and the service reinstated. So the number one thing, and I remind persons, get in contact with us. There's several ways you can get in contact with us. We have our 1-800 number. We have our WhatsApp contact, 275-3569. Of course, Matt, even yourself, persons channel information through to you.
A lot.
And you would, of course, get in contact with us. And I'm always available and ready to look into it. We have a lot of customers, but we're here to serve. Right? So the number one thing is letting us know.
Communication is important.
Is important. And we will put information out there. And even when you have as little things as outages, in certain areas, persons may come up and say, well, I don't have service because of X, Y, and Z. But then, if you go to our website, you will see that there's a notice. You go to Facebook, you would see something on there. Even the SMS, I had a customer 2 weeks ago, because we had a scheduled maintenance in the Goodwill area. And that person is saying, I don't have service, what's going on, whatever. And then I advised of the several mediums that we would have used, but that person simply didn't look at the text message, didn't look at any of the mediums that we would have posted. So any information as it relates to your flow service, I can guarantee you, if you need to get updated, our Facebook pages, you will often get the information on there, our website, and in most cases, you will also get an SMS telling you this is happening on this day, or this is what's happening in your community. So it's important for our customers to stay in the know and stay connected, because of course we are committed to putting out the information and guiding them to ensure that they have the best experience. They know what's going on, they have an idea of timelines to get to a resolution, and they have the mediums to reach us as well.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come right back. Stick around. This is Q95.
Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details. Flow makes your next phone upgrade easy. Add postpaid to your internet plan and score a Samsung Galaxy for as low as $33 a month. It's the smartest way to an interest-free premium phone upgrade. Don't let anything stand between you and that new phone feeling. Step into your upgrade with confidence. Visit us in-store and sign up today. We keep your rhythm flowing. Terms and conditions apply. Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
You an easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
All right, let's get back with our friends here from Flow. Yes.
Yes. Good morning again. And of course, I also want to say good morning to everyone online. I was just put on the spot. In the air a little bit. But of course, to everyone who's tuned in via Facebook and social media, if you have questions, you can also post those in the comments. We'll be happy to take those. But we've started off today in just reminding, sensitizing persons as it relates to the interference issue that has been impacting us. As mentioned, there's a lot that's gone into reviewing, analyzing, investigating, and diagnosing this issue, and we continue to work closely with the NTRC and ECTEL, of course, and the regulators to ensure that we can get to a solution for our customers here in Dominica. Again, it's just quite unfortunate, simply because it's just our terrain, our geographic location makes these things happen, and of course makes it difficult, to diagnose. But we are working towards a solution. We continue to say thank you to all our customers, who understand, who defend the network, because we're known for keeping our customers connected and having the most robust and resilient network. And we'll still stand by that. But of course, these things happen, and the important thing is that we're making significant investment, over $2 million US, going into ensuring that we don't only fix this issue right now, but it's also fixed, as we look at connectivity in the future here in Dominica. Are we getting a call, Matt?
No. Oh, yes, no. All right, let's look. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning to you, yes.
Something.
What's that?
I'm not on air, Matt. You're talking to me. It's not you. I want to be on air.
You're on air, so why are you making noise with me? He's on air, but he's making noise with me.
You are on air, but of course, you can also send us a message or you can call back. But we're here.
He's so anxious to make noise with me. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Yeah. Yes.
Good morning.
Morning to you. How you doing? Yeah.
Good morning to the representative of Flow.
Okay.
Now I have a serious concern.
Okay.
Every time you come on the radio, it's internet, bundling, and those things. To me, they just forget they have a television aspect of the.
Yes.
And they have never come and kind of give us hope where that aspect of that is concerned. And I say that because, remember, Flow bought over mapping.
Right.
We all know, even you, I know you used to work there, all you know what mapping used to represent in Dominica.
Of course.
Local and all those things. And so have all those things there. Flow build a new studio for the production team, and they still send them that whole squad. So I'd like to know what is Flow doing where the television aspect and our local programming is concerned. So I'd like to get some feedback. Every time is an internet bundle, this and that. What about the television service aspect of that network, especially where local programming is concerned? Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you. And this is the former, I recognize this was the former.
I do. And thank you so much for the question. I recognize the voice as well. And quite a number of persons, like yourself, are quite, passionate as it relates to local content. And because, our local content is important, not only in maintaining culture, and ensuring that, we keep that cultural element and those local activities alive, but it's generally important to us. And persons ask the time after time to ensure that, there's an increase in the number of local content and shows programming on TV. The answer to that is it's a work in progress. A lot has been done thus far, and even from my perspective in regards to bringing local content out there. Right now, it's more of a seasonal basis. So during Carnival, for example, we ensure that we put the programming out there, the shows that are going on. We've actually extended that right now to some of the community events. So when there's things happening in community, as long as we're aware, and that awareness is important as well. You can't do anything about something you have no idea about, right? So, as long as we're aware of some of the things that are happening, we're happy to collaborate and partner with persons across Dominica to bring that content to you. So that's just talking on just the availability of local content. Recently, we would have brought to you the cricket games that occurred in Granby and Portsmouth. So these type of things we can bring occasionally, once we have the collaborations in place. But I'm sure what the caller is referring to is more of a long-term, consistent programming. And to that, I would say it's a work in progress. Actually, we're actively, looking into those areas, speaking to local persons, partners in which we can make this happen. So for now, I would just ask
I know how they feel because I used to work with mapping for a little while. They're looking for local news more than anything else. They want to know what's going on in the community.
Yes, and that's important. So it's not something that we'll just, push to the corner. It's something that
a work in progress.
Yes, we're actively working on, And I'm hoping that, before the end of the year, we can say something to our customers in regards to, new developments in that regard. But it's not something we've forgotten. I know you're passionate about it. Right now, at least we're trying to bring in, if there's tournaments that are happening locally, other cultural events, we try to carry that and bring that to you via channel 105 and 104 as much as possible.
Mhm.
But right now, stay tuned. We're working for you. We're working with you, our customers. We understand the need for the local content,
Mhm.
and very soon we're hoping we can have a resolution in that
A
regard.
little.
But the lines are going crazy.
4493095. We only have just about 7 more minutes though. Hello,
But Matt, we'll have to reschedule. You have to get some time.
hello, talk to me. Yes,
Yes, sorry about a while ago. Mark,
yes.
you mentioned a couple people, but one of the principal persons that you have to mention is Blessing. Blessings have been suffering with that problem for a long while, and you didn't mention his name.
Maybe that's a slip, but blessings have been suffering there, yes. And the blessings problem seems to be a little different because blessings he comes on for 1 or 2 minutes and then suddenly just get cut off.
So again,
And you know that.
Oh yes, go ahead. Yeah.
so thank you so much. Blessings there, right?
No, that's blessing. Somebody else. Calling on his behalf. Yeah.
On his behalf.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, thank you. Matt, probably what we can do is before I leave, just ensure that we have a listing because you would have some of these persons and the information. But other persons, let us know because again, if you have an issue and it's not impacting the entire country, then it's not widespread.
Mhm.
But there can be instances where you have pockets of persons or individual persons being impacted. And as I said, sometimes it's a simple change in your settings. It's a simple, look at the functionality of your handset. Because if it's a widespread, then everyone would be impacted. So again, we look at these individual cases. We always say we commit, we care, we connect. So we are committed to looking into a resolution for you guys. Just let us know. Okay, don't sit with the issues. In some instances, maybe you're actively working with someone on it. I'm always happy to take it up because when our customers are happy, I am happy. Right? So again, if you are being faced by an individual issue in that it's not widespread, your neighbor is not experiencing the same thing, you're not seeing anything on our website or details in regards to it, then it may be particular to you. Allow us to look at that from that perspective and provide an individual resolution.
More telephone calls. This phone never stops ringing. There. Hello, yes.
Yes, good morning, Matt, and good morning to this beautiful dark chocolate.
Okay. Go ahead, Blue.
Francine, I've been going through that problem myself, not a lot of other people, because if you realize, up to last week, I think a call was being made from MZOL. It was Mr. Luis that was calling into a program, and you were hearing that clicking that somebody typing. That happening to a lot of us once we call in Q95 from our landline. For 2 years, June this year, we'll give it. Myself, Nazir Rampel, I think Marlin was going through that problem, and a lot of other people going through that same problem. Once we call in Q95, you hear a cling, cling. You always telling us you're not hearing us properly. What is the cause of that? Something is not on Q side, Q says not on their side. They had their technician go through that. What is happening for flow should be flowing? And to me, flow not flowing the way through. But I call in from only that number alone I can get.
That's a yes.
Quite clear.
Uh-huh.
So again, I'm sure it's specific because we're hearing you clearly. So
She's calling from another provider.
yeah, so we would have to look to see what's going on.
But and this Diane is now talking to me. She says, Matt, only when I'm talking to you this happens.
So it only when. So again, we're not going to diagnose, as I said on here.
Uh-huh.
But what we can do is to take a look at these individual cases, and I throw my hands up to take it up. Look into it with our teams, right? Because I know that Mr. Rambo, for example, and my friend Blue there, ones that we've heard before of. Okay, so again, our care team, that's the team at our retail locations, our teams on WhatsApp, the website, and online. They are quite capable in being able to diagnose these issues as well as escalate where necessary. In these cases, I'm sure they would have been escalated a bit further. So I'll be happy to look into that. And I encourage all our customers, if you're having issues, especially as it relates to the fault, in the East area, we've had a lot of instances where the trucks in moving around would impact the lines. Remember, you don't need to come down to town to have that reported. You can dial 611 from your Flow mobile, or you could WhatsApp us and you could put in a fault that way. I always hate when a customer would have to take a bus, and come in to only say that a line was burst or service is impacted. Because for me, it's avoidable, right? So you have the numbers that you can put in the fault. So get in contact with us. Persons reach out to me all the time, and even being outside of the customer care team, I will help wherever I can. So once we know, it gives us an opportunity to directly resolve the issue. But for now, I know our time is up, man.
But let's take one final call. Somebody's on the telephone already. Hello, yes, no.
Matt, good morning and good morning to your guests.
Yes.
Matt, that local programming should have been in place a long, long time ago. Matt, we have a lot of, so impress on your board or whoever that try to bring that local program as fast as possible. Matt, you have reading competition going on. You have debate, school debate going on. You understand? You have spelling bee going on. You have our young people, school children playing their sports. All these things will help the young people. We need to see that. The young people need to see those things. So please try to bring in that local program as soon as possible, because to tell you the truth, that should have been placed a long, long, long time ago.
I like that. She said there's so much passion, huh?
Yes, and I understand. I'm a Dominican as well, so I want to see it as well, right? So as I said, it's not one that we've forgotten about. We keep our ears very close to the ground. We know our customers are asking specifically for local content. So, we are making some headways in that regards, but in the interim, we'll continue to keep you connected to the community events as much as possible. Even the last, as I mentioned, the cricket tournaments that we had for at least over 2 weeks, in Grammy and Portsmouth, we brought that to you. So a lot of it too, we have to know, and we reach out to a lot of the organizers. If you're organizing an event, you can liaise with us to get it out there. Because if you're having a cricket game, let's say in the East, if you don't let us know and it's not advertised, then we don't know to be able to bring that content to our customers, right? So we are always open to working with different organizers across Dominica. Don't take things for granted. Very often persons put together events that would be good, for broadcasting, but you don't say anything to the broadcasters. It doesn't give them the opportunity to bring that to the public. Okay, so I will leave that there, but I'm happy to everyone who reached out and gave their comments. Feedback is a gift, and I see it as nothing other than that. So thank you to all our customers who continue to tell us, what we can improve on. We'll continue to keep you in the loop of everything that is happening flow related. I will for sure. As I mentioned, the interference issue that is impacting our customers, we continue to work stick closely towards getting to a resolution for that. So our customers should see some improvements there. And the other individual issues, please make some time, try to get in contact with us. You can reach us via our website. You can call us at 1-800-804-2994. You can WhatsApp us at 275-3569. You can WhatsApp us there. Of course, there's so many other options. You can send us a message on Facebook. You can send us a message on Instagram. You can visit our retail location in Roseau. You can visit DPET Scholar Lab. You can visit Cabrit's agencies in Portsmouth, Club DVD in Marigot. We're ensuring that there are mediums in which you can reach out to us and we can continue to serve you. So let us know. But for now, Matt, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you to our customers, our loyal customers. We continue to do it with heart and spirit to keep you connected. And we're listening. We take in all the feedback as we continue to serve you the best way possible.
Francine, see you soon.
Francine, sign it up.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. Elvis has left the building. Huh? We're going to come back after this.
Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere.